My name is Cindy, and I'm one of the How To Festival presenters with the Pacific Beach Library. And today I am working in my sister's kitchen, and I'm going to present how to make chia pudding. Maybe some of you are familiar with chia seeds. Perhaps when you were younger you had a chia pet, and that's what we're going to be working with today, are those little seeds. But before we get started, I would like to give a little history of the chia seed. I'm going to read from my notes. Native to Mexico and Central America, chia was first used by the Aztecs as early as 3500 BC. Evidence shows that both the Aztecs and Mayans consumed chia seeds frequently, grinding them into flour which could be stored for many years, pressing the seeds to extract oils to use in body paints, medicines, and drinking them mixed with water. Chia seeds were a staple food, like corn and beans, in the diets of the Aztecs and Mayans, and used as offerings to the gods during their religious ceremonies. The ancient civilizations believed that the chia seed provided supernatural powers. In Mayan, chia means strength. This probably has to do with the large amounts of energy provided by chia seeds. Ancient warriors attributed their stamina to this tiny little seed. Mayan and Aztec warriors used chia seeds as their sole food source when traveling long distances, because just a small pouch carried at their waists provided complete nutritional sustenance for days. Chia seeds can be black or white, and they do not have a very strong flavor. They have been called miracle seeds, super seeds, superfood, magical, and the food of endurance runners. Overall, this tiny little seed packs a very powerful nutritional punch. Now, traditionally, chia is grown in Argentina, Mexico, Peru, and Bolivia. But today, Australia is the biggest chia growing country in the world. Okay, well, let's get started. My first pudding I'm going to make is chia pudding with fruit, and here is the recipe. What I like about making chia pudding is it doesn't require a whole lot of ingredients, maybe 5 at the most. There's no baking, there's no cooking, there's no frying, there's no grilling. All you need is a blender. So with the chia pudding with fruit, we're going to start with 1 14-ounce can of unsweetened light coconut milk, which is right here. You just add everything to the blender. Easy, easy. The next ingredient is 1 cup of plain fat-free Greek yogurt. So we're going to add the Greek yogurt, 1 cup. Into the blender. Down the blender. And if you add a little more of this or a little more of that, it shouldn't make a huge difference. There we go. The next ingredient is 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. So we're going to add 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. There's 1 and 2. There we are. Okay, the next ingredient is a ½ teaspoon of vanilla. You can just eyeball this if you're not sure. Just a little vanilla. And then the next ingredient is a 1/4 cup of chia seeds. 1/4 cup of chia seeds. You don't want to use too many chia seeds in your foods. It can, if you eat too much, it can upset your stomach a little bit. So keep that in mind. A little bit goes a long way. So we're adding a 1/4 cup of the chia seeds to the mixture, and then we're ready. So we will just put the top on, and we will blend this all up. Now that that's all blended up, what we're going to do is take our chia pudding and put it in a container. And what you need to do is let it sit in the refrigerator for at least 4 hours. I prefer just letting it sit in the refrigerator overnight to let it gel up, to let it not be so liquid. Now remember, when you do add chia seeds to liquid, it does become jello-like, kind of forms a gel. So it's a little bit of a different texture that you might not be used to. So we're going to just put this in a container like so. After it's in the container like this, put a lid on it, cover it, and just set it in your refrigerator and just let it cool for overnight. Our next pudding that we're making today is pumpkin pie chia pudding mousse, and here is the recipe. Okay, again, this recipe, like all of the chia pudding recipes, just calls for a handful of ingredients. It's very simple. So we're going to start with 1 cup of milk, and you can use any kind of milk. Today I am using almond milk. So we're going to add 1 cup into the blender of almond milk. Again, you can add soy milk or cashew milk, or regular milk even, or coconut milk. It really doesn't matter, whatever your preference is. So we're going to add just a little bit of almond milk. 1 cup of almond milk. The next ingredient is a 1/4 cup of chia seeds. That seems to be the continuing theme here, is for every pudding, it's typically a 1/4 cup of chia seeds. So here are the chia seeds that we're going to add. There you go. Put it right into the blender. The third ingredient is a 1/2 cup of pumpkin puree. So I just have store-bought pumpkin puree, and we're going to put in a 1/2 cup. Okay. So a 1/2 cup of pumpkin puree that's already seasoned, right into the blender like this. The nice thing about these puddings is you can serve it as a snack, you can actually serve it as a dessert, or it can even be eaten for breakfast. It's very healthy, very nutritious, easy to make. Okay, the next ingredient is maple syrup. Just a little bit of maple syrup, 2 teaspoons of maple syrup right into the blender. And the next ingredient is I put in a little pumpkin pie spice. We're just going to shake this into the blender. Add a little pumpkin pie spice just like that. Give it a little extra flavor. There we go. And again, a lot of the spices you add, you can either put in a little more or a little less depending on what you like. Add some of that. And the very last ingredient is a little bit of vanilla extract. Right into the blender. There we go. Okay, and now we're going to blend it all up. Okay, now once that's all blended, you're going to put it in a container like so. Dump it all into a container, and you're going to let it chill in the refrigerator overnight is best. Let it all set up, and so it won't be as liquidy. So we're just going to scoop all this into the container, and be sure to cover the container and set it in the refrigerator. Okay, now that your puddings have been refrigerated, you can bring them out of the refrigerator, and the fun part to making these puddings are the toppings that you get to put on. Here's the finished products that we made. This is the chia fruit pudding, and this is the pumpkin pie pudding. One of the things they recommend as a topping for the pumpkin pie pudding is coconut whipped cream, and it's very easy to make. All you do is take a can of coconut milk and scoop off the top fatty part. Again, put it in the blender, and you add a little maple syrup and a little vanilla extract and whip it up. And so here it is. I made a batch right here, and that can be used really on any of your puddings, including the pumpkin pie pudding. So the fun part about these puddings are the toppings. Here I have fruit. You can use any fruit you'd like. I have blueberries, bananas, and pineapple. But again, you're welcome to mango, other berries, anything you'd like. And over here, I have some little chocolate morsels, some toasted coconut, and some granola, along with ground cinnamon that you can sprinkle on some of your puddings. I went ahead and made 2 other puddings, so we now have 4 altogether, just to show you that there is a wide variety of puddings you can make. And the other one is peanut butter, and this one is chocolate. Well, have fun making your own chia puddings. Remember, you can be as creative as you like. You can even come up with your own recipe. So have fun, enjoy, and thank you for watching my presentation today.